same graph, but now what I want to do is I want to show you how to find intervals to determine where, let's say, we want to know where is this graph greater than 0. Give me all of the intervals where this graph is greater than 0. Remember, this question, you can't answer this question until you know where the x-axis is. So let me do that. I'm going to put a graphing paper here. All right, this part right here, there's the x-axis. So now, very first thing you should do is find out where the graph is equal to 0. Here's another place, here's another place, here's another, here's another. We got 6 of them. Now, I'm going to draw vertical lines through those places because those are the places that are going to be intervals for positive and negative functions. All right, so the one thing that I see sometimes you guys are mixing the turning points with these points. And the turning points only matter when you're trying to determine whether it's increasing or decreasing. When you're trying to determine if something is positive or negative, you've got to find out where the graph crosses the x-axis. So once we know that, we're going to go ahead and label these. So this is like 1, 2, 3. So this is about a -3.5. 4, 5, 6. This is like a -6. 7, 8, 9. So this is about 9.5, a -9.5. So those are the intervals, and let's go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is about 4.5. 6, 7, 8. This is 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. This is about 12. And now here's the part where a lot of you guys were kind of messing up. You also have to put intervals over here on the left bound and an interval over here on the right bound. This leftmost bound is going to be a negative infinity, and this rightmost bound is going to be a positive infinity. Now that we've got all of our intervals, we're looking for the place where the graph is, the function is greater than 0. So that would be this part right here. That would also be this part right here. And then finally, it would be this part right here. So we would just list those intervals from a -9.5 to a -6. That's one place where it is positive. Let me make sure, because I don't want you guys to think that I'm okay. That's one interval. The other interval is going to be right here, and it goes from a -3.5 over to 4.5, and then the last interval would be from 8 to 12. That's how you figure out where the intervals are for positive or negative parts of the graph. You got to find where the graph crosses the x-axis first, put your vertical lines through there, and then label your intervals, and then you're looking for the whatever they're asking for. If it's increasing or if it's positive, you're going to be looking for the part of the graph that's above the x-axis. If they ask you where's the graph negative, you're going to be looking for the parts of the graph that are below the x-axis. Or, as I was saying before, where the graph is in the water. So now, the next activity, I'm giving you a graph, and I want you to determine where that graph is, what parts of the graph are positive or what parts of the graph are negative. All right?